All right, here we have a problem that's been submitted by a student, and our problem here is we're trying to solve this rational equation, and we can see that the answer is supposed to be a negative 16. So let's try and see if we can work through this and figure out what it is. Now, I have written out the problem, leaving a little bit of space here. Now, the very first thing that we need to do, though, is we need to have our denominators all fully factored, because remember, in order to solve this rational equation, we're going to multiply through by that least common denominator. So we're going to need to figure out what that is first, and there's no way that we can see that until we have everything fully factored. So let's factor this problem. So we'll have, let's see, x times x gives us x squared, and factors of negative 16 that would somehow give us a 6 would be a plus 8 and a minus 2. All right, now, by looking at these denominators, we can see that the common denominator is going to be x plus 8 times x minus 2. So I'm going to multiply every single term by that common denominator. Now, that'll take me just a minute to write it out here, but x plus 8 times x minus 2, and over here, x plus 8 times x minus 2. And now we can start canceling. For our first term, our x minus 2's will cancel, and we'll be left with 6 times x plus 8. Then for our second term, the x plus 8's will cancel. Now I'm going to put the 5 in front of this binomial, so we'll have minus 5 times x minus 2 equals. Here in the third term rather, our x plus 8's cancel and our x minus 2's cancel. So we're left with x squared plus 15x plus 26. Now we can start distributing, cleaning this up a bit. So whenever I distribute that through, we have 6x plus 6 times 8 is 48 minus 5x plus 10 equals x squared plus 15x plus 26. Right, now we can start collecting our like terms. So here on the left-hand side, we have 6x minus 5x is x, plus 48 plus 10 would be plus 58 equals x squared plus 15x plus 26. All right, now we can still collect our like terms, so we want to move everything over to the same side since this is kind of a quadratic, or it is a quadratic equation. So let's move our x over to the other side. So 15x minus x would be a plus 14x. And let's move our 58 over also, so 26 minus 58 would give us a negative 32. And over on the left-hand side, since we've moved everything, now there's nothing there. Now we can see if we can factor this down. So let's see if we can factor this. We'll have x times x gives us x squared. And now let's think of factors of 32 that will somehow give us a 14. Let's see, 32. I'm going to come over here to the side and do that. 1 times 32, but that won't work. 2 times 16. Oh, that would work. That would work if our 16 was positive and our 2 is negative. Now we can set each one of those factors equal to 0, because remember that zero product property that we had. So x will equal negative 16, or x will equal 2. Now here's where we have to double check our answers and make sure that they'll work. If we put in a 2 here in this first problem, then we would have 2 minus 2, which would be 0 for a denominator. We cannot have a 0 denominator, so this is an extraneous solution. If we were to check the negative 16, negative 16 minus 2, that's a fine number. Negative 16 plus 8, that's a fine number also. Remember, we're just checking to see whether it would cause a 0 denominator or not. If it does, we have to throw it out. If it doesn't, it's a fine answer. So our answer here is negative 16.